Okay guys, so in the beef hamper you'll have this beautiful piece of Hereford, aged 55 days, bone-in ribeye. This is a personal favourite cut of mine. I really believe it has everything you want in beef. This actual muscle here in the whole entire cow is my favourite muscle. So you get the bonus of having that attached to this piece of meat. You can see the marbling of fat, has a beautiful layer of fat on the outside. The bone, which gives it great heat transfer into the meat. It's just an incredible piece of meat, and I'd eat this over sirloin or fillet any day. So very simple method of cooking. We just add a little bit of oil in. And we're not going to add too much oil to the pan because this fat will render out and it will cook in its own. But this is just to literally give it some sort of grease so it doesn't scorch in the pan. So at this stage we only use fine salt. We'll add the flaked salt after the cooking. So just fine salt and oil. Nice hot pan, and we're going to go straight to that pan. Just a little moving at the beginning, just to make sure that it doesn't stick. Make sure it's got its unique shape in the pan, and then we're just going to leave this to caramelise. You don't want to keep playing with it, you just want to let it happen naturally. Okay guys, so we're about to turn the beef. You can see here around about 3 minutes now cooking on this side. Beautiful caramelisation of the protein on the beef. So we're just going to turn it over onto its other side and repeat the process. Again, just let it move around in the pan so it doesn't stick. And we're going to let that sit there now until we have the same effect on the other side. So now we have beautiful caramelisation on both sides of this stunning piece of beef. And this is what we call a crust. So we want that crust. And at this stage, we're now going to baste the beef. So we'll add in the butter, and this will foam up. When it starts to foam, you'll have a bulb of garlic. You just want to cut your bulb of garlic in half. Add this to the pan, and then this little bouquet garni of herbs, so thyme and bay leaf. Basically, you're just going to keep brushing this over the meat while this butter melts, and this just gives the beef another element of delicious flavour. So as it starts to melt, this is what we call basting. Okay guys, so the butter's completely melted now. You'll be able to smell that the garlic has started to roast and that the herbs have now infused into this butter as well. So we're going to transfer this to a tray along with the herbs and the garlic, and we're going to add this to a preheated oven, which is preheated to 170 degrees. You'll get a recipe card in the box explaining the cooking process, and this is to take the beef to a medium rare cuisson or temperature. Again, if you like to have it cooked more, you'll just need to leave it in the oven longer until you get to your preferred doneness. So we take out the herbs, the garlic. Take the piece of beef and just put this on top. All of the beef fat that's come out. And remember, we added no fat to this pan, so this is just natural beef fat and all the butter over the top. Oh my days. This will now go into the oven, 170 degrees for 4 minutes. We're going to turn this every 4 minutes up until we've reached around about the 18-minute mark, and then we'll leave the beef to rest. So we've had 4 turns of 4 minutes, so a total of 16 minutes in the oven now. And this is another important step, the resting. So we're just going to let this rest underneath where we had this beautiful garlic roasting, and you can see all of the juices. You just want to give it a little turn and keep it nice and moist. You can put the garlic on the top, the beautiful roast flavour over the top, and then inside these herbs you can just see all of the fats absorbed in there. Just lay this on top, herbs over the top, just to keep the warmth in so it doesn't go too cold whilst resting. A rough piece of tin foil just to hold the heat in. Beef has rested. We've actually rested it for 16 minutes. So we cooked it for 16 minutes and we've rested it for 16 minutes. So like I showed you, a little bit of tin foil on there. This will keep it nice and warm so the beef won't actually be cold. So we just want to move this now to a board. Remove the garnish. And then we're going to carve it. So again, however you wish your steak to be, you can cook it longer. We've just cooked this nice and pink. And again, you can cut the slices as big or as small as you wish. You don't have to use it all. Amazing cold the next day. Roast beef sandwiches, stir fried, completely up to you, or you can go full power and eat the whole lot now. So you'll arrange this on the plate. You can see that we've got a perfect, beautiful cooked through pink piece of meat. Roast beef to the plate. Over the top you have the poached bone marrow that we've smoked. So this gets smoked at kitchen table. So we'll get in fresh bone marrow. We soak it for 2 days to remove all of the blood. After we've smoked it, we then smoke this over wild juniper, which the chefs go and pick as well. So this has a really incredible, unique smokiness. The roast beef sauce, and then over the top, I just like to put some small amounts of the wild garlic butter to just start melting over the warmth of the beef. And this really is a showstopper at Christmas or Thanksgiving. And there we have roast beef sauce, juniper smoked bone marrow and wild garlic butter. Then also you can see how much beef's left already after a big plate, and this is absolutely incredible the next day as a cold roast beef sandwich. You could even just roast up some mushrooms and have it with like steak and eggs. You know, loads and loads of options there, but an incredible piece of meat, and you know, at least 2 meals there if you're not going for the whole thing. Enjoy.